guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can hear, it's a very windy day. I'm at the top of Edge Hill. The road connects the knoll, the top of Edge Hill, to Edge Hill Village is behind me, and I'm walking through Edge Hill Woods. They really have cleared quite a lot of the trees. It's the first time I've walked through Edge Hill Woods since they've cleared all the trees, and it's actually a little bit unrecognizable. I don't know if the camera can pick out this gradient, but this is really steep here. But it used to be just a very thin, narrow path, and where they've had some heavy plant machinery in here, obviously they've widened it to get all the plant machinery down. So it's they've really cleared out the woods, and yeah, really wide path here now. It's super windy, so probably the sound quality isn't that great. But yes, but it's fun, isn't it, Jensen? It's fun to walk in the wind. Yes, and watch all the trees, the treetops swaying to and fro. In the distance there's a bit of rain, and hopefully that's not going to hit. Springtime in the woods, and of course what I've come to see are the bluebells. And, just beginning to come out now. The last thing your mummy said, Jensen, before we left the house was, don't do anything too treacherous. What do you think about that? I think we can't avoid it. It almost disorientates you. You're used to certain trees and the way the path looks, so although you're in the same woods, walking along a path I've walked dozens and dozens of times, it all seems different. And well, it's changed, isn't it? Look at the way those trees are swaying in the wind. So many new trees planted. Of course, one thing that has happened due to all this deforestation is that everything is a lot more open. So the views from the woodland here that are always tremendous, but you have to kind of peer through the trees a lot more. But now that it's a lot more open, you can really appreciate the views a lot more. And of course there's a lot more light, so there's a lot more new growth coming. And the bank here behind me, it's probably not had this much sun for many a year. I don't think the GoPro can really pick up the birds. There's a few birds that are just flying around, and where this hill just ramps up, I suppose if you're a bird and you're up high and you can just whoosh, and then you feel the, you know, I imagine they just like can really play on the wind, because it just must have such an updraft. So this is one of my favourite sections of the Edge Hill walk here, and just going down here, and the footpath, you can see it, it's a proper bridleway, so you can ride your bikes through Edge Hill, it's absolutely fine. It's part of a longer route called the Macmillan Way, which you can probably look about that, Macmillan Way, and the Centenary Way as well. So there's lots of different kind of like longer footpath trails that you can follow, but the footpath diverges as well, and there's a gate here, and then there's some lovely views. Oh mate, there we go. Shitballs. That's the second time I've ever tripped up with Jensen in the carrier. Pause. So the views through this gate where I just took a tumble are quite magnificent, to be honest. Just standing here, looking out across all these views, Jensen. Look at that. I don't think you'll find much finer countryside anywhere in the world. See in the distance there, maybe picked up by the camera, there's a lot of rain over there, and the clouds are kind of heading in our direction, so don't want to get caught in that, and I think we're going to. Yeah, just took a tumble there. There's another thing I was going to show you. As you can see, it's so muddy here, really treacherous. But there's this stile here, and it's not the stile, sorry. This bench. I've sat on this bench countless times, just looking out over these views, and I'm really sad to see that the bench is broken. It no longer stands, and that's quite sad to see that bench gone. And when I took a tumble, I was looking and then I saw it gone, and then I fell, which is kind of weird, and I don't know why, but it made me think of Narnia and Aslan, and he was sacrificed, wasn't he, on that stone table, and then the table cracked, and that's what that reminded me of. Okay, so like I say, the views here are quite wonderful, and I'm gonna have to get through this again now without becoming a cropper. I think, Jensen, you're okay. I don't think you actually hit the floor. I think I'm more landed on my elbow and bottom, but you can see maybe in the mud, that's my kind of foot slip there, and how we get up through this without going over again, I do not know. Well, I didn't fall over again, but filthy trainers once again. It's essentially like doing park run. It was like going through the puddles in park run. Oh, that's really nice when that sun comes out, catching the green of the leaves. The song of the birds in the background. So the path diverges a bit here. You can see the bridleway goes up there, and the Centenary Way will just continue around that footpath. We're going to go up here, and basically this will take us to, just about managed to squeeze under there, bit of a rocky path, but this will take us to the pub called the Castle at Edge Hill. I'm sure they won't mind me just having a look. So if you do this walk, you can come to the pub garden here. It's a lovely place to have a drink in the summer, and the views are quite magnificent from here. So let's just have a look at the views. Imagine having a pint here in the summer and looking out with your pint of hooky and just having a gaze out at all those views. Look at that. The weather feels as though it could turn any moment. There's a lot of dark cloud gathering overhead, and the temperature seems to be dropping a bit. So that rain that we saw from afar is slowly getting blown across. I think we'll make it back in time before the rain hits. Okay, so that was a bit of a sped up bit of footage, just showing the final part of this walk. Basically it feels like there's going to be a bit of rain on the way, so we went back a bit hastier, but it's a lovely walk, the Edge Hill Woods loop that I've just done there. And if you did it on a summer evening, certainly stop for a pint at the castle there and just look out across those lovely views on a summer's evening. I don't think you'll be able to beat it. I'm just going to go up here, and there's a big lay-by where I parked the car, so let's get back into the car and avoid the rain that looks as though it's on its way. Yeah, Edge Hill Woods have really changed. All these new trees, and it makes it feel like a completely different place, but nonetheless still beautiful, still a great walk. Thoroughly recommended from the channel, and that'll do for this vlog. Hope you enjoyed watching, and thanks for watching it, and see you again soon. Bye bye.